Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And I have two beautiful women from my team that are going to be presenting with me right now. And the first one is Mia Hewitt, and she is a life and executive coach. And she absolutely is passionate about living her life with love. She is such a huge heart, big, warm, loving person, and she loves to empower everyone she works with to achieve their dreams and to do it with love. So give her a big hand here. And then her sister, Joelle Macklin, is also with us. And Joelle works in the medical field. She's a wife and a mother, and she has a huge passion for working with teens and young adults and parents to help them just really grab on to what it is they want and to live their life with love and truth and just live it to the fullest. And so we are going to start today with having you all get up with us and shake your booty. Wait a minute. We're just getting the music going. So if everybody wants to stand up, you'll be ready. And while we're waiting for the music to start, what we're going to be talking to you about today is to really talk to you about how to get in the right mindset to make those dreams happen. And then 6 steps to have success. So we're going to be outlining those for you so that you actually have the roadmap to make your dreams a reality. Woohoo! Yeah, can you hear okay?
All the way in the back?
Okay. So, you know, the most important thing when you want to sit down to do anything is to feel good, to be, you know, that when you feel happy, think about how you feel, right? Your body feels light, you feel like you're just vibrating with a good energy compared to, you know, when you're not feeling so great, maybe you've had a bad day, maybe you're tired, maybe you're exhausted, and you're just feeling kind of ugh. So the best way to create anything you want is to start with a good feeling. And when you have a good feeling, it opens your mind, really opens your mind, and it allows you to be creative. It allows you to let in thoughts that you may have never had before. And the best way to do that, we think, is with music. So I can tell you that as soon as we get it going, you'll be able to experience what we're talking about. And here we go!
Yes.
right, cool. Now we're going to go into the 6 steps of success. So the very first step has to do with what is it that your heart would love. That is the step 1. So what is step 1? What is it, step 1? All right, it's what your heart would love. So you want to really connect with that. So let me just tell you that for me, I was married in a relationship for about 13 years, and it didn't have a good ending. And I didn't feel very good about myself at the end of that relationship. And I had to look at, what can I do to make myself feel good again? Because I was feeling horrible. You know that when you're just like so sad and so depressed, and you don't want to live your life like that. So I created a vision of the life that I really wanted to live, and that included writing a book. I really wanted to help women get through what I had gotten through much quicker than what I had done. So the first thing that I had to do was I had to be really clear about what that book was going to look like. And could I do it? Because as soon as I had the thought, I want to write a book, you know what the next thought was? Who are you to write a book? Who's going to read it? Why should they listen to me about anything? I'm not a celebrity. I'm nobody. I'm just, I'm an average person on the street. And so there was a lot of that mind chatter going on. And so here are a couple of things to look for when you have a dream. You want to know that it's something that is deep in your heart that you really feel pushed to do. And I did have that. So that's why I was so torn. I was thinking, I don't get it. I've got this deep inner guidance that this is what I'm supposed to do. And there was also a lot of fear. A lot of fear. And believe it or not, that's a good sign too. It's a really good sign. Because it means that in doing what you're afraid to do, you're going to grow, you're going to learn things, and you're going to expand who you are so that you can get to a space of being freer, so you can expand into what you want into your life. And you want to stay committed then. Step 2 is to stay committed to what your dream is. Make smart commitments. You want to focus on that dream. You guys know focus. You have blinders on. You look at your goal at the end and you don't let anybody distract you. You don't let anything distract you. You stay completely focused on what you want to do. And there are some steps that go around the smart commitment. It's kind of like you've got the dream. You need a roadmap, right? It's like if you wanted to go from Monrovia to Gran Bassa. You'd need direction. You'd need somebody to tell you how you get there. If you don't have those directions, you could go in circles, you could go this way, you could go this way, and you could get lost. You could get really lost. So you want to have your smart roadmap for you. And what that stands for, the SMART, the first thing you want to do, and you want to write this down because it's really important. The S stands for specific. And so for me, when I was writing my book, I had to get specific. Who do I want to write this book for? And I had to really think about that. Well, I wanted to write it for women. I wanted to write it for women who were 40 years and older. And then you might want to do some research on that to find out who would be interested in what you have to say. The next thing is the M. The M is measurable. You want to be able to measure your dream. So you want to know that, what will it look like when your dream is complete? So for me, it was that my book would be done. It would be finished. I had a date in mind when I wanted my book completed. And that was kind of scary. I was like, oh, really? I have to do it by then? How am I going to do that? So then comes the A, action. We can all have dreams, but if we don't take action, they're not going anywhere. It's fun to dream sometimes, right? But we have to take the action. And sometimes the action can be scary, and sometimes we don't know what to do. Sometimes we just feel so lost, and we have no idea what steps to even take. So you have to figure out just one step. What is the first step? You know, writing a book to me, it was big. It was overwhelming. I just wanted to sit down and go, I can't do this. It's too much. I don't know, how am I going to get it all together? Because I'm not a person that's very grounded. So it was overwhelming for me. Overwhelming. But the first step was to write. To sit down and start to write. And guess what I did to get me in the mood? I played Christian music. I'd go to a place, I'd put on my headset, and I would sit there and I would think, okay, what does God want to channel through me? What does God want to say through me to help other people? And miracles, I would get an inspiration. I'd get an inspiration to write something that I felt was a message from God. And there were other things. Then what's the next step? Okay, we're not going to have a mic in about a minute, so just to warn you. So the next step was, I need a book coach, somebody who's done this, who can share with me how I can go about it. Then I needed an editor. An editor is somebody who reads what you've got and makes sense of it, because I am telling you, I got to a place, I had piles and piles and piles of paper. This chapter. I was like, I don't know how to put this together. I really don't know how to make sense of it. And by reaching out and getting somebody who that was their expertise, they helped me. And then I didn't have money to publish it. So I thought, this book is never going to happen because I don't have the money to get it out there. How am I going to make that happen? And my book coach said, go to your friends and ask them to loan you money. Angel loans, they called them. You know, angels, and they really were angels. And I was so scared and I was so nervous because I was not in a good place in my life. And I thought, my friends aren't going to believe in me. They're not going to want to give me the money. And I started with a friend who had a huge heart, and I felt like, okay. And I was so nervous, my knees were shaking. And she said yes. And then once she said yes, then that gave me the courage to ask somebody else, to ask somebody else, to ask somebody else. And I had lots and lots of friends who helped me. So having the courage to reach out is part of that dream, because you all know Jack Canfield from The Secret. He says, everything you want is on the other side of fear. everything. And so you just have to step out and have the courage to do what you want to do. So then the next step is the R. And the R is right size. So sometimes you might have goals that are, or you might have right size. Like, are your steps little steps? Or are they big steps that seem kind of like, ooh, I don't know if I can do that? If it feels like it's too big, then you have to make it smaller. Think, what else can you do that will keep you going in the right direction? Which is the next step. The T is towards. TOWARDS. Moving towards your goal. And that is where you want to make sure that the steps you're taking are steps that will get you to your goal. Remember, you're driving somewhere, you want to make sure you're getting to that goal. You're not getting distracted. Things are not happening to keep you stuck. You want to make sure that you are every step committed and focused on that goal, no matter what. So now, so let's kind of recap. So the first step, what was that again? First step was, what would your heart love? Second step was smart commitment. And that roadmap is, the S is excellent, and the M? Great! You guys are listening! Woohoo! The A? And the R? And the T? Oh, I'm so excited! Yes! So now we're going to go to the third step with Joelle.
Hello. It's great to be here. And I'm going to be talking about the third step in the 6 steps to success. And that is talking a little bit more about your track, your roadmap. How are we going from Monrovia to Grand Baza? What does that look like? Okay? Some of us go in a straight line. Some of us zigzag a little. Some of us get off course and come back around. And this course map, this road map, anybody can apply to any goal or dream that you have. If your goal is to be a teacher, which you all are already, you can use that map. If your goal is to inspire your kids in your class, you can use that map. If your goal is to be a principal of your school, you're using that same map. Okay? And such as the president. Okay? Again, these are all the same steps to getting to your dream. All right? And to kind of give you a little bit better perspective and a story that I can give on this is that I run marathons. That is one of my favorite things to do. And what does that look like? So what we end up doing is we pick our goal or our dream, and that dream is to run a marathon. 26.2 miles at the end, that's what I want to accomplish, right? I pick a date. When is that date? I write it down. That's the date that I have to be ready to step up to that start line and take off running, right? So how does that look like? What is my training like? What are the steps? If I have the end in mind, I'm going to work backwards. What do I do? Do I run hills? Do I run fast? Do I run long? And all of that is set up in a calendar, right? There's all little dates along the way to make sure that on that final day, I'm going to take off running. And that is across the board what all of you are going to be doing to succeed with your dream. Okay? So at the end of that, you've got a nice, beautiful timeline. You have a nice, beautiful roadmap. You're going on your trip from Monrovia to Liberia. Monrovia to Grand-Baza. And you're going from a teacher to a principal, and you're living your dream, right? So that is step 3 in the 6 steps to success. Yes. Or track your roadmap. The 4th step in the 6 steps to success has to do with being flexible with your dream, right? So we have this roadmap. We're on our way from Monrovia to Grand-Baza, and we run out of gas, right? What happens? Does that mean our dream ends? We never get to Grand-Baza? No. We have to stop a few minutes. We may need a friend to help us get some gas. We fill up our tank, and we continue on our journey towards our dream, right? So along the way, there's going to be these little waves of things that we'll have to go through. That doesn't stop us. That gives us more courage, right? More empowerment. We want our dream to come true. And so that's what we keep going back to over and over again. That flexibility. Flexibility, when you think about it, also has to do with maybe you decide halfway to Grand-Baza, you don't really want to go to Grand-Baza, right? You want to go to another country. You want to go to America. You want to go to Canada. You want to go to Mexico. You want to go to the Netherlands. You want to come and visit us, right? What does that now look like? What does that roadmap look like? And how does that dream then come true? Okay? So again, this is the 4th step in the 6 steps to success, and it has to do with flexibility. Okay? And now my sister Mia is going to be giving you.
Thank you. Okay, so we did step 3. Everybody got that? Track your commitments or track your roadmap. Right? 3, track your roadmap. Step 4, to be flexible. In case something comes up in the way, how do you go around it? Right? So step 5, get support. A lot of times we think we have to do this on our own. I really believe that you are your best cheerleader. You really need to not depend on anyone else. It's the best is to believe in yourself. That I really believe. But I also believe in getting support. And support is turning to the person next to you and believing in them so they'll believe in you. If you will all turn to the person next to you and say, I believe in you. And then turn to the other person on the other side and tell them, I believe in you. And then again, I believe in you. And I believe in you. And then lastly, say, I believe in myself. That's right. That is right. Believe in yourself. Get that so much into your body. Start using that as your language. Speak that way. Speak that way with your language so that you start believing in yourself. So you know without a shadow of a doubt, you've got it. You've got it. No one else needs to believe in you but you. Right? Really believe in your heart. Really focus. Use your focus. You've got your vision. What are you focusing on? Every day that you wake up, what do you think about? Who gets to decide that? Are you going to let the person next to you decide that? Or are you going to decide, what am I going to believe today? What am I going to believe today? Because if I believe it, I'm creating it. This is my life. This is my life. So use your vision. Use your language. And then get it in your body. Get it in your body. Whatever you want to use. Dance. Jump up and down. Hug yourself. Love yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you develop self-trust. The more you love yourself, the more you develop self-love. The more you love yourself, the more you develop self-respect. The more you love yourself, the more you develop self-honor. These are all things you need to believe in yourself. then get support. You see these teachers all here? You see all these people that came out? These are your support. Turn to them and say, let me be accountable. You support me, I support you. I'm going to call you every week. And all you have to do is say one word to them. How can I support you today? How can I support you? That's all. Sometimes they just need a friend to listen to them. Sometimes they just want somebody to help them brainstorm. Sometimes they just want someone who says, you know, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but we're going to figure out a way. Because two minds are always better than one. Right? So together, use each other. You have the best support right here. You don't need anybody. You have it in yourself, and you have it in everybody in this room. Really use that. That is the best thing that I could ever say in 2 minutes. All right, that's fine. Get support. The last thing is celebrate. We don't celebrate enough. When's the last time you partied for yourself? For your reason. Any little step you took. When's the last time? Right? Come on. Celebrate. Celebrate your skills. Believe in yourself. You got it. Everybody. You got it.
Thank you so much.